All right, I wanted to take a few minutes, answer some questions that are typical that most people seem to ask when it comes to monuments, as well as to give you some information that you can take and be educated when you go to buy a monument. This is a thing that nobody wants to do. They generally don't like it. And it's also something, frankly, that you could get taken advantage of. And so I'm going to be very candid, blunt, and tell you the answers to most of the questions that maybe you didn't think to ask or that you've always wondered. So I've got a couple written down here. First one, what are the monuments made of? Generally speaking, most monuments are out of granite. It's possible to get a little bit still nowadays in marble, but that's pretty much what the government provides. Very few people will, so just plan on everything that you see, all the colors are granite. Where do they come from? And when people ask that, they're generally wondering where the color comes from. Most companies probably aren't going to explain to you that there are quarries all over the world. The only reason they're all over the world is some colors are only available in certain places of the world. But what most companies probably aren't going to tell you is they're likely going to pick the quarries that are overseas because it is way less to manufacture over there because they don't have the standards we do. And all they're going to do is take that reduction in price from the United States and then they're just going to mark it up so it's almost the exact same, and they're going to make more money on that. So typically any color that comes from overseas, they're going to mark up to make a little bit more money on. Is the manufacturing better in the US? Absolutely. Do you pay more for that? Of course you do. That falls into this question, what makes granite cost more than another? Availability, where it's quarried, who you have do the manufacturing. Again, the United States is more expensive. Why do they all look the same? Most monument companies are pretty lazy, and they're only going to buy the standard shapes and sizes that are offered by the quarries. Many years ago, they started creating those standard shapes that you in your mind are probably envisioning right now. You know what they look like. And so monument companies, just to be easy, started buying those in bulk. And that's why when you go to monument companies, there's rows upon rows upon rows of monuments to pick from in different colors. That's why they look the same. They don't want to take the time to design it. They don't have the designers to be able to design anything different. And it's just easy to have you come in and pick something off the floor like you would at Walmart or a car dealership, and they just put your name on it. Why not save money and buy online? Possible to do that. Online is really the cheapest of all cheap granites. I guarantee you that 95% of them are all overseas colors. It might even be engraved overseas. It comes in the crate to them on a big container to the port. They open the crate, they see your name written on the wood. They don't even uncrate it. They just turn around and ship that to you. The big problem becomes you got to pay somebody to set it. You got to make sure it fits in your cemetery regulations. You have to make sure that you pay the cemetery fees or whatever might be there. You can go ahead and do that. Frankly, it's not going to be less. And if you call us and ask us if we'll set something you ordered online, no. How come I can't read some monuments when they're old? Basically, the person who originally made your monument did not engrave it deep enough, and they just masked it with a dark color so that you wouldn't notice. Some of that might have been intentional because they just were being lazy. Some of it totally unintentional, but that is why. Is it sprayed with a paint, and usually that's done to mask that it's not deep enough. So what you're going to just check with when you go to some company is ask them, hey, how deep are you going to engrave it? How long is this going to last? How much color do you add? But that's why. Aren't all monument businesses the same? I guess the way to answer that is all cars are the same, but a Ferrari is most certainly not a Ford. There are 1 million Ford dealerships out there that are monument dealers. We're one of the Ferrari dealers. If you want to know about that, you can come in and we'll show you things like this titanium rose, handmade, that we do lots of, that is available only here. That's some of the questions that we get asked. Now let me explain a little bit of why we consider ourselves the Ferrari of monument dealers. First and foremost, as you talked about, why do all monuments look the same? Well, here out front, if you come to the front of my place, you'll find I don't even have a monument outside. And if you come in the showroom, you'll see I have a few set up and not one of them conforms to a standard size. To me, going to a monument company that offers only standard monuments and is proud of that is like going to a car dealership who's super proud to tell you that they have 4 doors and 4 tires. Of course it does. When you come into ours, our goal is to sit down with you and show you a few colors, show you some different shapes, but then to say, what do you want to see when you go out there? My goal is when you go to the cemetery, you smile when you see it and you want to visit. That doesn't happen when all I do is slap a name on a stone that had your loved one on there. We like to use various materials from, I showed you the rose in titanium, to stainless steel, to all other kinds of materials that we add to the granite to make sure that we can create whatever it is that you want to create. We've added lights to monuments before with its own power source. We've done sound and music. We've created music boxes. If you can think of it, what we tell everybody is, I promise you, I'll find a way to make it. And then when it comes to where I'm going to make it, we do our darndest to keep everything in the United States. They manufacture better here. It's faster when it's done here. And frankly, that's where I should be keeping it, is in the United States. So we'll make sure, I'll tell you where it comes from. I'll give you the advantages and disadvantages. We'll allow you to choose, but we'll show you that we really do our best to keep it here in the United States. All of our stuff is made here, and we really prefer that we support those American quarries as well. Also, the atmosphere. When you come in here, I'm not a salesman. I am an artist. I love art. I just happen to put it in a cemetery. So there's not a row of things for you to buy. I don't care what you buy. There won't be any buy today deals to save X number percentage. None of that stuff. I just want to sit down with you and create something. At the end of it, what I tell everybody is, I'll send it to you. It'll have a price attached to it. Once you see both, tell me what you want to do with it. If it's 1,000 feet tall or 1 foot tall, I don't care as long as you love it. I'll be totally honest with you about how long it'll take, how good the materials are. If I'm not the best at doing something, we'll let you know that. At the bottom of this page are links to all the companies that are within 200 miles of us, as well as some of the more popular online retailers. If you live farther away from us than 200 miles, then please click on the links, visit the stores of all the monument companies close to you. We go everywhere. We will be happy to go to any state, anywhere, and take care of a cool monument for you, because frankly, you're probably going to find that there isn't anybody around you who can do what we do. We make art. There are companies out there who are less expensive than us when it comes to just marking a grave. We can also mark a grave for you with those standard monuments, standard shapes, and you get it done to our quality specifications, which still costs more than what most other people are going to do. But we understand if you need it just marked, please find somebody that'll do that for you at a great job and take care of it. But if you're really looking for some cool art, something that's unique, that makes you have a huge grin on your face when you go to the cemetery and makes you want to visit the cemetery, we're going to be the ones you're probably going to want to call. I sure hope you found this informative and helpful. Again, we're trying to be honest and candid. If you have any questions, if there's anything I haven't answered, please call, email. I'm happy to answer them. If there's anything we can do for you, call or email. I think you will enjoy the experience. Please visit our website. Go all around it. See the testimonial videos. See the artwork that we produce that just happens to go to cemeteries. My name is Drew Bott, and I work for Bott Monuments.